Hi, imagine you're a rich MMA fighter living in a mansion, you're tough and all, but suddenly a surprise. A random angry man with axes are heading towards you trying to chop your golden fists off. Yes, you're probably one of the best fighters in the world, but still you can't take them all by yourself, so the solution is to hire a crew who will fight for you. Hey, so I came up with this relatively simple idea that allows you to have your own personal crew, army, clan, tribe that protectively follows you. The idea can get expanded into many different gameplays, for example gathering different creatures that you can level up. That we'll cover in my next tutorials. Okay, so straight to the point. Starting from crew logic, we'll need one NPC to serve as our crew member. Place it on the map, name it crew01_A, add melee enemy behavior, keep tags to attack to avatar, add maximum motion speed and expand the chasing zone to maximum. Slide attack damage and attack rate to 0, and detection range determines how far your crewmate can detect you from, so I keep it at 15. Now edit health component. Set preferred health number, death delay -2, death message mode B. I always keep live bar display to hidden just for aesthetic reasons. Now add a tag of crew. Alright, so our NPC is set. Let's add 2 numpads next to it. Drag one numpad over its head. This will serve as a detector of enemies. We want to make sure that this NPC follows us until it detects an enemy. Once it's finished fighting the enemy, it must reorient itself to come back to following you. Name this numpad crew01A to B. Add trigger volume component and set specific tags in range. Add box for detection shape, and detection area should be set to X2, Y2, Z2. You can experiment with that. Include tags enemy. Enter message mode B and leave exit message to none. So this means once your enemy is in the detection range, this asset will send out mode B message. Broadcast type should be set to specific tags in range and broadcast area narrowed down to X0.5, Y3 and Z0.5. Broadcast it to crew tags. So what did we just create? We set up a numpad that sends out a mode B message once it detects any entity with the tag of enemy. Leave this numpad hanging over your NPC's head and take the second numpad. Name it to C01 spawns B or just spawns B, it's up to you. Set it to no collisions, add asset spawner and slide it to preset. Enter its logic and set message required to mode B. Now we will need to create a B NPC as a preset to be able to select it here as a spawnable preset. Before that, let's add a tag of crew on this asset as well. Okay, we will come back to this really shortly. Take both numpads and make them children of this NPC in the hierarchy list like this. So whenever your NPC moves, they should follow along. Now add the same looking NPC or just duplicate the current one and name it crew01B. Create melee enemy behavior. Tags to attack should be set to enemy. Max out its motion speed, chasing zone should be set to 100, attack damage to 2. Of course you can adjust any way you want it. And the attack rate maxed out, detection range to 3. Now let's move to its health component. I choose 12 health for this NPC and death delay to -2 seconds. Instant death message should be set to kill and enemy dead. Live bar display is hidden for aesthetic reasons, you can change it any way you want. Set detection range to 10 and add a tag of crew to your NPC. Now let's add another numpad and place it next to this B NPC. Name it crew01B to A, add asset spawner and set it to preset. Message required will be enemy dead. And add a tag of crew. Now align this numpad somewhere in the middle of your B NPC belly, similar to what you see on my screen. Now select both the B NPC and the numpad and create a preset called crew01B. Now go back to your A NPC, open the asset spawner that's beneath its feet and in the preset section add our freshly designed preset crew01B. Now mark this entire composition, NPC A and its 2 numpads, and create a preset with the name of crew01A. Go to your B NPC and in that middle hanging numpad, add a new preset called Crew01A. Voila! Now we have a circular loop where once NPC A detects enemy, it will kill itself and spawn NPC B, which is capable of attacking enemies and dealing damage. Once any enemies around it are dead, it will turn back to NPC A, which is a sworn follower of yours. Now let's form an enemy. Pick an opponent. I'll call it Crew Enemy. Add melee enemy behavior. Then add an extra tag of Crew. You can keep the avatar tag if you desire to be attacked. I set the motion speed to maximum, chasing zone to 12. Now attack damage is really up to you. If you're building an actual game, you'll want to experiment. I set it to 5 now and attack rate to maximum. Detection range should be set to 5. Now let's edit its health component. Death delay should be set to -2 seconds, and it's important to add a message enemy dead in message sent on death. Then set it to specific tags in range, broadcast range to 4, and tags on death should be crew and +10 cash. I'll explain it in a minute. And now you can mark it with the tag enemy. Okay, so let's place a numpad over this NPC. I'll call it +10 cash. Add a message broadcaster, set message to send to 10 cash, broadcast type to rules, duration type once, wait before broadcast set to true, and now input enemy dead message. Add a tag of +10 cash on this asset. What this does, it listens if enemy is dead or alive. Once enemy dies, it will send a cache message to our game rules system. We're now going to set up global game rules, and all of this will start making sense really soon. But before that, don't forget to pair your +10 cache numpad with enemy NPC. Make this numpad a child of this NPC and mark them both to create a new preset so you can later duplicate as many of these as you wish. Now first and foremost, let's open our game rules, find a math rule which is called add subtract numbers. In the required message field, type 10 cash. And now let's create a number variable called money. Keep it at global. I'll set the starting value to 100, so there's enough money to hire your first crew. Click show on HUD and I'll choose the left side. Then give your visible variable a name here. Value change should be set to fixed value. I'll add a value of 10. So now whenever this block receives message 10 cash, it will show additional 10 cash on your display. You're probably wondering where this 10 cash is coming from. Well, it's coming from a dead enemy that we just recently set up. Whenever you or your crew member kills an enemy, you'll be rewarded with 10 cash. Now that we have money, we can figure out how to spend it. I've placed these stone columns here and added a asker behavior. This is where we'll be hiring our crew from. Set your questions according to your idea. I'm asking 20 money for one crew member and then create two options, yes and no. For yes option, add a message hire, and for no, set it to just none. Now, let's go to our game rules window. I want you to add a new rule called comparisons. Select compare numbers. Now, in the required message section, type hire and select a number variable money. Now set condition to greater equals and add a fixed value of 20. In the message to send section, add spawn crew. So if you have more or equal to 20 money, it will send out a spawn crew message. Now duplicate this comparison and change greater equals condition to lower. Leave the same value. Now if you have less than 20 money, it will send a message. And that message is spawn fail. Let's jump back to our Stone Age columns, place a fresh new numpad and add an asset spawner behavior on it. Let's slide use preset to true and pick crew01_A. Now you can click play to know where exactly your preset will show up. If you don't like its position, you can adjust it anytime. We'll need a message for this to get activated. If we jump back to our game rules, you'll see that we have a spawn crew message in the comparison section. This message is created when our money state is higher or equals 20. Now let's add a spawn crew message in the asset spawner. Now go back to your game rules window. We want to deduct your cash whenever you make a purchase. Otherwise, if you had 20 money, you could endlessly purchase crew members without really spending anything. Add a math rule, add subtract number will do just fine. In message field type spawn crew, select the money variable and set the fixed value to -20. Now your game rules are carefully tracking your money and lets you buy crew members for 20 cash. Last but not least, we need to make sure if you don't have enough cash to hire someone, you get a clear warning. Add a game screen rule. A pop-up window will do just fine. Add spawn fail message and type out your title and description. Voila! Now, whenever the value of your money variable is lower than 20, any attempts to hire a crew member will be rendered false. Alright? Let's spawn a lot of enemies and start testing. Okay, it seems like it's working butterly smooth. I really like this concept, so I would like to dedicate my next tutorial exploring other ways how we could improve such type of gameplay. I hope you found some inspiration in this tutorial. It was me, Gigis, your loyal friend from another end of the fiber cable. I hope you'll find this useful. See you on the next one.